Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Crusader Kings 2 in our tutorial series. So we have a few new alerts that have popped up. We have the following weak claim that can be pressed, the County of Ossory. And then it says, in parentheses, Lan Dal Bearn. You click on that, it's going to go to this, and it's going to show this character. She is of the House Dal Bearn. Her name is Lan. Her actual name is Lan Nic Dungal. Which I believe is probably related to her father or something, but her actual full name is Lan Dal Bearn. So she has a weak claim on the County of Ossory. She is not of our dynasty, so if we wanted to press her claim, we would not actually be able to get anything from it. By clicking on this, it takes us directly to the current holder of the claim, and then if we try to do this, it says, by hovering over it, this casus belli can be used to press Lan Nic Dungal's claim on the County of Ossory if King Ku Chongelt of Tara and Lan Nic Dungal are of the same dynasty, or if the king of okay, I'm gonna stop reading the darn names. If we and she are of the same dynasty, and if we are the de jure liege of the County of Ossory, then Lan Nic Dungal, she, will also become a vassal of us. So, let's translate that. We are not the same dynasty, therefore the rest of the statement is null. By pressing this claim, if we did declare the war, all we're doing is putting this random character in charge of Ossory. She'll be happy with us for having pressed her claim, but she's still going to be independent. And so it doesn't really benefit us to do that. What we could do, why is there an alert about it? Like, why is the game telling you this? Well, weak claims can't always be pressed. They can only be pressed against someone who has a regency, someone who is incapable will have a regency, someone who's in prison. Weak claims can also be pressed against female characters. You can actually see, here, you can see the circumstances you can use a weak claim right here. On succession, weak claims are given to children who are not second or third in line to succession. Weak claims can only be pressed against female rulers if the claimant is male. Regencies, which is the current circumstance that enables this claim to be pressed. Titles that are already being contested in a claim or succession war, and then titles the claimant is second or third in line to inherit. So when it says weak claims are given to children who are not second or third in line, it's talking about 4th through 5th, 6th, 7th, and higher. First, second, and third will always get strong claims. So think about it like this. Let's say you're an old man, and you've got 5 kids, and you have this big, huge realm. The first 3 are better, according to the game. They were the first to come out. They have a stronger right to the territory. Child 4 and 5 can still say, yeah, that was my dad's land. I deserve that. Kind of. But they can't say they deserve it over their first 3 brothers. So that's the basis behind the difference between strong and weak claims. Same thing with women. Okay, so we'll go back to that same situation. So you have 5 kids. Let's say the first 2 were women, and then the next 3 were men. Depending on succession law, it might be that the first 2 women are going to get a weak claim because the actual order of inheritance is going to be son, 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 and then that places the 2 women in 4th and 5th place. Now, in this circumstance, you're basically saying, okay, based on succession law, my sons have a very strong claim to my land. My girls, yeah, they kind of can say they deserve this land, but not really, because they're just women. Does that make sense as far as the context of succession law? And so that's the difference between the two. And then, of course, when you fabricate a claim by using your counselor, you're going to get that strong claim that will not be inherited unless you press it in war. And basically what that's doing is saying that when we declare the war, then our son can say, my father fought over this land, I deserve it too. But otherwise, everyone knows you for the fraud that you are. So without further ado, we should probably let this siege happen. I did just change my my guy to research military attack, which is not really good. We'll change it eventually. Now that we've picked up some more vassals, let's see if we have any better characters. Now this is a very good change. Notice how, remember in the last video we talked about borders. Can you see a border around this character? No, that means he's unlanded. That means he doesn't matter. We can piss him off and who cares? This guy is a count. We care more about counts than we care about unlanded characters. If this guy was a duke, and this guy was a count, we care more about the Duke than we care about the Count. You should always prioritize higher ranked characters as far as who do you care about. They have more power. They will affect you more. So this guy has the ambition to improve his learning skill. This guy has the ambition to amass wealth. Now, sometimes you'll get lucky, and the highest martial character will have the ambition to become martial. By making him martial, not only do you increase your opinion of him because he'll be on your council, but also you'll have satisfied his ambition, which will give him a further increase in opinion. Now, our character is decent with diplomacy. It's not great. If we take a look at our courts, what are we getting for personal diplomacy +6? So it's actually less diplomacy than our state diplomacy. But we're still going to come out ahead by appointing this count as our marshal. He's got 14 martial score, which is better than 12. It also frees up this mission thing, so we can set him back to training troops again. So he was at 8 opinion. Or sorry, he was at 0, now he's at 8, because we've got... Oh, this is the guy we conquered. That's funny. Still, we might want to kill him. Are we trying to kill him? No, we're trying to kill Earl Ed. Well... This guy... No, this isn't the guy that we took. He's ambitious and a title claimant. He's got a strong claim on the whole Kingdom of Ireland. Holy crap. How'd you get that, buddy? Anyway, because he's ambitious, and he has a claim on one of the titles that we currently own, not only do we have the -20 title claimant penalty, but the extra -50 gets tacked on because of his ambitious trait. That's what that ambition opinion means. Ambition opinion -50. If they have a claim on something you own, they will really, really want it. Or if they're like a duke and you're the king, and it's not your primary title, they'll really want it. One more thing has popped up. Vassal levies raised too long. The following vassals are upset about their levies. So if you go here, for every 61 days that a vassal levy is raised during an offensive non-crusade war, the vassal will get a -1 opinion of you. So the fact that this penalty is ticked up to 8 means that we've held his levy for 61 days times 8, and he's getting upset about it. Again, it says offensive non-crusade. So crusades won't piss off your vassals, and then if you're defending, it won't piss off your vassals. However, if you are in multiple wars at once, let's say you've got 2 defensive wars and 1 offensive war, you're still going to get a negative penalty for every single character because you have an offensive war. So, just something to be aware of. Now, we're technically not in an offensive war right now. This is actually considered a defensive war. You can tell because we're on the right versus the left. This guy's attacking us, so even though this is here, this is actually going to be ticking down now. So essentially for every 61 days forward, this will go down by 1. And then we can press de jure ducal claims. Because we are the Duke, right? We have the Duchy of the Kingdom of Tara. Okay, we can go back to the... Press I for the de jure duchies map mode. We can see that the Kingdom of Tara, or sorry, again, it's technically considered the petty Kingdom of Tara, but it's a duke. It's a duchy. Just remember, it's a duchy. Silly Irish with their naming system. So the Duchy of Tara is the County of Kildare and the County of Dyflin. We currently have the County of Kildare as a vassal, but we don't have the County of Dyflin. And so because we're the Duke, and we can say, hey, that's supposed to be part of my land, we have a ducal claim. We can basically just say, hey, I want you to be my vassal. And he has to, if we attack and win the war. He won't like us for it, but we can force him to be our vassal. So once again, man, I've between this video and the last 25 minutes without a single day ticking by. Alright, let's go ahead and just go up to speed 5. Hey, we've just died. That's not good. Drat. We had put on our old man face. That's unfortunate. Look at that, he's actually got a bishop hat on because he owned the bishopric. That's kind of funny. You put on your old man face when you turn 50. The game has 3 different levels of portraits. Below 16, you have the boy face. At 16, you have the man face. And then at 50, you get the old man face. And so we had a nice, sexy beard. Unfortunately, we are 0. We are King Gillichrist. We still own our bishopric because of the succession law. We have no attributes at all. We haven't even talked about education yet. And we did lose that claim that we were just talking about. My father never got a chance to press his claim on the county of Thomond, and so we lost that claim. But we're still the Duke. One child lacks a guardian. My nephew is our heir because we are too young to have children, and succession law is going to go through our family. So we're going to set up a guardian for him. Now, because he's our heir, we will likely gain opinion. Oh, actually, no, he's not direct dynasty. Like, he's not directly related to us, so it won't matter. Let's go ahead and have him educated by a military man, I guess would be okay. We'll just pick somebody. Unfortunately, we are over our domain limit, but not anymore because we just got appointed a regent. This is not good. Our spy master has become our regent, and he doesn't like us. He's a bit envious. So we're going to want to do some things right away, like grant him a title, try to make him a little bit happier. We're going to also send him some money, get his opinion higher. Notice that hearts thing, he wants to get married. So we'll find him a wife. You can't marry my mother, I'm sorry. Here, have this hunchbacked woman. Alright. So now, when we get him married, because we are his liege, he should like us better. Actually, he doesn't. I'm guessing because I did that wrong. I married him to somebody else, somebody outside of the court. It was the other guy's court. Ah, well. Anyway, so we started lower on prestige. We've won our first siege. We're going to win this war as quickly as we can, just to try to get out of this. Now, this might actually have stabilized the realm. The guy who we attacked, the Earl of Tyrone, actually likes us. He doesn't know, like, our character didn't declare war on him. Our father did. Now, he's still upset about the fact that he has a claim on our title, but technically our father's sins or whatever aren't this guy's sins. So let's see. How about we actually grant it to this guy? Even though this guy's got slightly higher martial, I'm going to give it to this guy because I would rather have one count that really likes us than two counts that don't like us very much. We'll give it to him. His opinion is now at 20. Unfortunately, our personal diplomacy score is at -12 right now because we're so bad at diplomacy. We don't want you to lead troops, we want you to train troops. Got another siege done. And this is one of the events that can happen if you expel the Jews. We've just lost 50 technology points. Oh well. We got 500 buckets of ducats. It was well worth it. We're at 84%. Got some money from the sieges. Let's go ahead and make them surrender. The Ormundian claim on Tara has ended. King Gillichrist of Tara has won. We gained some prestige for that, which is nice. We also gained some money. Whenever you win a war on the defensive side, then they have to pay you some money. I didn't actually look to see what it was. Now, we do have a few factions to consider. Factions happen on Duke or higher level realms, and so there are two factions. One is for Earl Ed of Tara. The leader is Earl Ed, our marshal. He is a claimant. Earl Ed for Tara. So basically they're saying that this guy, they want to put Earl Ed in charge of the duchy. And because he doesn't like us, since we're not defending versus foreigners very much anymore, unfortunately both of our vassals actually dislike us. -72, Earl of Kildare. This guy's ambitious. You might just need to revoke this land. Unfortunately, we're a child, so we can't plot. You can't plot unless you're an adult. We have some fairly sizable threat here. I'd say it's pretty likely that we're going to end up having to fight again over our father's conquests. These guys are going to rebel against us. And my plan had been to go after Thomond now that we're out of this war, but we lost that claim. So we'll go ahead and, again, reset that guy, have him go try to claim it again. And we do still have the ducal claim on Dyflin, though. Let's see if he wants to... He's not independent. Alright. He is underneath King Ivar the Boneless, a Norseman. Okay, so this Norseman is fighting a lot of different people. How many troops does he have? 4,600. Okay, we're not going to do that. Is there anyone else that we can attack? We have a CB to claim Ossory, but that was that woman's claim. We don't care about that. We have a claim on Tomund somehow. We have raised levies right now, so we need to disband them. It's important that you make sure that you release your troops in your own territory. If you try to release troops when you're not in friendly territory, you'll lose half of them. So we're gonna press E, find a green zone, go to green, and then release. But we don't want to release the mercenaries quite yet, because we might use them. The Spymaster of Tyrone has a claim on the county of Tomund. Not really going to benefit us unless we land him. If we were to land him by giving him, say, a barony, then he's already our vassal. And then by pressing his claim on Tomund, we would be able to take on more territory and then still keep him as a vassal. But if he's unlanded, he just becomes independent. So, alright, well, we're going to have some succession issues here to deal with for a bit. We might just keep the mercenaries on hand defensively. When you look at this factions page and it says strength 69 men, 6.6% of liege, this is relative to the current standing army in the realm tree. So because we have the mercenaries, our strength is much better than it would be otherwise. And so having the mercenaries on hire might dissuade them from actually rebelling. Although if they rebel, then they're branded as traitors and we can just revoke their titles. So it's kind of a chicken and the egg situation. We'd like them to rebel, but we want to have the troops, but they won't rebel if we have the troops. So we kind of have to disband them and then rehire them. We'll go ahead and disband. If they rebel, I'm pretty confident that we can win. Alright, cool. Well, we're going to take a break here. I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.